Good evening, Jessica Van Vonderen with ABC News. The government has reached a temporary truce with refugee advocates over the case of a baby girl brought to Australia from Nauru. Protests grew outside the Brisbane hospital where one-year-old Asha was being treated. Following reports, she was about to be returned to the offshore detention centre. But the Immigration Minister says Asha and her family will move into community detention for now. Reporter Andrew Cos has spent the day outside the Lady Cilento Children's Hospital. Andrew, what's the mood there now?
Jess, there's been a sense of accomplishment here today. The crowd has thinned a little, but there are still a few dozen people who say they will stay until Asha is finally discharged. In the last few days, Asha and her mum have been moved from the burns unit to family accommodation within the hospital. And after struggling to get in contact with the family for the last 24 hours, family advocates have been able to speak to Asha's father this afternoon, who's passed on his gratitude for the community support. The Immigration Minister, Peter Dutton, has said the family has received no special treatment, and it was always the government's policy to release the family into community detention. When word emerged late yesterday that baby Asha was about to be moved, protesters gathered. Rumours the family would be taken from the hospital and sent back to Nauru saw hundreds blockade the exits. Today, the government moved to calm the week-long standoff.
We are proposing that baby Asha will come from Lady Cilento and will go into community detention, as have, as I say, the 83 others.
It was music to the ears of the hundreds who've made their message clear.
The family will be overwhelmed with relief. This week has been stressful. As my colleague here said, the situation has been on a knife edge.
I'm glad for the family. Hopefully it'll give them a little bit of relief, but the battle goes on.
It's clear that Australians are sick and tired of seeing children hurt and harmed in the name of government policy.
The Australian Medical Association agrees, today reiterating its call for all children to be immediately released from detention.
We know from the Human Rights Commission that there is no doubt that having children in detention is harmful. It causes physical, psychological, emotional and developmental harms.
The federal opposition has also weighed in. Bill Shorten called the Prime Minister to seek assurance that the government is following correct procedures. Late today, Queensland Health confirmed its doctors were working with the Immigration Department on plans to discharge Asha to a community dwelling. But there's no long-term assurances. Asha and her family may be moved back offshore once medical and legal proceedings are finalised.
If people don't have a protection claim, then they will be returned to their country of origin or back to Nauru. And we're not going to renege on that.
We will continue to fight for every man, woman and child who are in this situation, both onshore and offshore, until this policy is reversed.
Baby Asha is due to leave hospital within the next 24 hours. Andrew Cos, ABC News, Brisbane.